My name is Quintin Benton. I took third at the Bismarck Regionals in North Dakota, playing heroes with toads. So here's my deck profile. 3 fish, 3 bubblemen, only 2 shadow mist. I find that 3 isn't really needed with how much searching you do to actually get to it. And a lot of times having the 3rd was just clogging with the Bubble Man. And then 2 Summoner Monks, and that ends all of the monsters. During games 2 and 3, I generally sided out either one or both of the Summoner Monks, just to make the Bubble Man a little bit more live and to keep pushing with the shark plays. For spells, 3 Desire. In games 2 and 3, after like round 5, I was noticing that I was starting to banish most of my engine. Like in a couple of the games, I banished all of my mass changes, so I started siding out 2 of them in game 2, and that seemed to be working a lot better. 3 E-calls, 3 mass change, pretty standard hero setup. 3 instants and the 1 Rhoda. This is another thing that would commonly be sided out. Onto the traps. It's a very trap-heavy build. Maining triple barrier and maining triple quaking, along with triple strike, double space time. I decided to main these so I have a more favorable first game matchup against Metaphos, because that's one of the decks that this deck really seems to struggle with, especially not going first. Bottomless, Torrential, Vanities, and Warning. Just kind of round up. It's a ton of life points paid in the deck. A lot of games you'll pay yourself down to 1,000 life and just call it good, but if you can build a board, your opponent can't really get out of it. And then on to the extra real quick.
Traps seem really broken and techy, so that's good shit.
Well, like, and the thing there is to not only make a good board, but I wanted a good solid back to support them, because it's really easy to just kaiju over a frog or kaiju over a dark law and then just proceed to wreck face. Well, if there's still 3 or 4 in the back to help sustain whatever they gave me. Like, I beat the last guy in round 6. I beat him with his own kaiju because he couldn't get over it. Run the 1 Rafflesia, the Utopia package. Probably the best or the most underrated card in this deck. That card puts in so much work. 1 Castell, 2 Toads, 2 Sharks, 1 Acid, and then this morning I decided that I didn't like only having 1 target for Instant Fusion. So I put in Thousand Eyes, and it actually won me my game 6 tonight, right? After quaking down a ABC Buster Dragon, Instant Fusion, or played Instant Fusion, he activated Max C. Instead of grabbing Norden and letting him draw a bunch of cards, grab Thousand Eyes, suck up the face down Buster Dragon to get it out of the way, because I didn't have anything to clear the 2800 defense on it. Double Dark Law, and Anki, and a Norden to finish it off.
Nice.
Do you want the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
While he's preparing his side, shout out to Mitch. Mitch was the guy who he played round 5, so.
It was a good game. There was a lot of back and forth in that game, but so I sided 2 of these for the occasional Magiceptor build boards, or anything that would make a big sustainable first turn board. I don't really have a solid way to consistently get it off the field, but if I can just wait and let it come back to my turn, then it's still a big beater there for them to have to deal with. 2 Flying Seas against Paleozoics. 2 Cyclones to side in against Magiceptor, or not Magiceptors, but Metaphos. I like these over Twin Twisters in that matchup because I don't generally like to discard if I don't have to, and I can hit the scales and something that's set. Then triple Twin Twister, also for Paleozoics. Against ABCs, double Dark Hole and Raigeki. That was the most commonly sided into thing game 2 because I always knew my opponent was going to go first. Another Floodgate, and then 2 anti-spells.
Alright, were there any like tough matchups?
Actually, the toughest matchup I have is Mermills. It was my only loss today. The deck doesn't have a very solid way of dealing with just the OTK pushes and the way to recycle if I can't get a Dark Claw. If I get stopped from getting a Dark Claw, the deck will just roll over it. Other than that, every match went pretty solid and pretty balanced out. So it was a good day.
All right, man. Well, thanks, Profile. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again at the next regional.
Thank you very much.
And thanks.